How's it going, peeps? It's your boy Ozzy here, and today we are going to be talking about the NFL standings and my personal views. So don't get upset by any of this. This comes from someone who's never played in the NFL and never will. Although I probably could do pretty good in the Browns. So Browns, go ahead and give me a contract, and I'll make you proud. That being said, we will start off in the NFC, and then what I'm going to basically do is the teams I say in that division, I'm going to rank them. I don't know if I'm ballsy enough to predict the whole playoff picture. I'm just going to do the division leaders and how the division's going to shape up. So go ahead and comment down below what you think about my list. I know everyone's going to have a little bit of different opinion, but I think overall everyone's list should be pretty similar. Although this is a pretty deep NFL year, I'm thinking just all the divisions are tough. Every division's got at least three competitive teams that could break out. So without further ado, without stalling any further and trying to kill time, let's hop into the NFC East. Now, I know there's a lot of Cowboys fans out there right now, and I'm going to break your hearts. Because with all the suspensions going on, we don't know what's going on with Ezekiel Elliott or Prescott, if he's going to get in trouble for all the fake autographs or whatnot. Excuse me. They ain't going to be the first seed. They're not going to win their division this year. I think, and this is probably going to be the most controversial except for the NFC North, the Giants are going to win their division this year. And it's not just because they added Brandon Marshall, but their defense is so good. It was so good last year. It's just going to keep them in it. But Dallas is going to make the playoffs, and they will be in the wild card, probably with a better record than the team they are facing, depending on how that all shapes up. And then that's going to be followed by the Redskins and Philly. Now, all those teams are tough. You can't count any of those teams out. If I don't know. Man, the Redskins were so close last year to making the playoffs. I just don't see it happening, especially after they lost to Sean Jackson, a big threat to stretch the field out and go down deep. I don't see it happening. And then Philly, I'm not really sold on Carson Wentz yet. I'd have to see more out of him to say that they're going to be an elite. They're close. Both these teams are very close. So maybe they're only a piece or two winning or a coaching change. So it's gonna be an interesting race. I think all these teams are gonna be in it till the end. So depending on if Ezekiel Elliott is suspended and how long he will be suspended, that's just pretty much gonna shape this division. Man, it's a close race. It's gonna be a close one. Okay, I'm not saying like the Giants are so much better than everyone else in that division. It's gonna be a good one. So let's go over to the West and the NFC. I'm going to go Seattle. And then probably Arizona. And then the Rams, then the 49ers. Rams and 49ers kind of in the rebuilding stages still. We really haven't had a glimpse of anybody that's really good for either one of them. I mean, they got good people, but they haven't had the centerpiece of a franchise yet. So Seattle and Arizona are the two best teams in that division. I don't know if Arizona's going to make the playoffs. I think there's going to be one like Yasura for Carson Palmer and Larry Fitzgerald. See how that's going to go. I think if Seattle doesn't do something good in the playoffs, that might be the end of the Legion of Boom. And it might be a rebuilding stage for Seattle. I don't know, just speculation. So let's go to the NFC North. This is probably the most controversial one over the Cowboys and Giants. The Lions are finally going to win their division this year. They are finally going to beat Green Bay and finally shut all the Packers fans up. Green Bay is getting a little too old. Vikings, their defense is astonishing. The Bears still suck right now. So I really think it's between the Vikings and the Packers to get that wild card. I think it's going to be another close race, though. There's a reason they have Detroit and Green Bay play all the time at the end of the year, because it's determined who wins the division. Hopefully, hopefully, go ahead and check my last video, because I made a bet with all you guys saying the Lions aren't going to do it. Go check that video out. I'm going to leave that link in the description. So, in case you haven't seen it, make the bet. I double dog dare you. And then the last division in the NFC, the South. I like Tampa Bay. They're my second team since I was born in Florida, but raised in Michigan. So I've always kind of had a thing for Tampa. Warren Sapp, one of my favorite players growing up. I always liked playing with him on Madden. But unfortunately, as stacked as the offense is going to be, I don't know if they're going to quite win it this year. I got the Falcons still. Until they prove me wrong. Even though I'm not a Matt Ryan fan, I don't like Matt Ryan at all. But that defense was amazing. One of the best defenses in the league. So what if it choked up that 28-3 margin stuff? It's Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. So Falcons, Tampa, Panthers, Saints. Pretty straightforward. I don't think Cam Newton's going to do anything unless he has another MVP year. I think they'd be better than last year, because last year was pretty bad. Oh, cool. Let's go to the AFC. We'll start out in the East. That's a no-brainer. That's the Patriots, and then probably the Dolphins. They had a good lyric last year. I like the Sue and Wake combo on the defensive line. That should get them a wild card spot, followed by the Bills and Jets, who are still trying to figure things out. The Jets are still trying to find the quarterback of the future and have not found him yet. So good luck to them on that. That was a pretty quick one. We'll go to the West. Oakland and the Chiefs. Both those teams are going to make the playoffs, no brainer, no doubt about it. Man, I think Oakland is going to be pretty much their year. Kansas City is so consistent. You can't count Andy Reid's teams out of it. I'm giving Oakland the advantage here. I'm gonna go ahead and let Oakland win this division, followed by Kansas City, then probably Denver, because their defense is so good. Which they'll probably hang around to the end of the season. Probably be a team that mathematically won't be eliminated until like the last game, but it's not gonna happen. They just don't have a great quarterback yet, which they're developing them. So it's going to be a couple years before Denver's probably back in there, unless a severe injury happens to the Chiefs or Oakland, because the Chargers aren't going to do it. Phillip Rivers is probably one of the most overrated players of all time, so I don't see that happening. But they are going to be playing in LA this year, which, if anything like the Rams, it won't be pretty. So let's go ahead into what's always the hardest prediction for me, the AFC North. These teams are blue collar. I know what's going to happen for sure. That the Browns will be the last team in the division, bottom tier. And that's not. I know Cleveland's been bad for the last few years, but their defense looks pretty good. Just a young core. Hopefully that will turn up into something, because they got my boy from Michigan, Jabril Peppers. I screwed up his name. Don't hate me on that. And then Cincinnati would probably be the third. They just got dirty players. I don't like anyone except for AJ Green, really. They're just kind of dirty to me. I don't mind dirty play a little bit. I don't mind playing physical, but when you're trying to actually hurt somebody like the Saints did a while ago, that's not cool football. I like good, clean, hard hits as anybody. I think they sissified football a little bit, but these guys are just trying to hurt people. And it's kind of hurt the reputation a little bit. But let them do that. They'll suspend them, and that's what cost them against Pittsburgh. They won their division and lost to Pittsburgh. So Baltimore will be the second seed, and then one of those teams fighting for a wild card spot, and probably the division. They're just so consistent all the time, but their defensive play. And I know Joe Flacco's hurt, and there's a little bit of drama going on with Colin Kaepernick, but we're not gonna get into that. That's a different video. I don't like talking about politics. And the first seed was gonna be Pittsburgh. That offense is just too stacked. Hopefully Le'Veon Bell comes back in there, so that way we have some entertaining football to watch with that combo. Probably one of Big Ben's last good years in NFL, because he was talking about retiring before the season. So this could be Big Ben's last year. So hopefully they do something special with that. And then, last but not least, the AFC South. Probably the worst division in football right now. Although they got some exciting players to watch, which I think all these teams are on the rise still. Houston is going to be the first seed. Again, defense is key here. J.J. Watt, Clowney, those guys are just monsters. That defense is crazy good, but they're Harley. She just got in my closet. I don't know what's going on with that. Wow. But they're off. Anyway, their offense is terrible still. They don't have a quarterback. There's still a lot to be determined there. They do have DeAndre Hopkins, who had a bad year last year because of Brock Osweiler. Wasn't on point, wasn't doing good. And then I think the Colts, I don't know. I might switch these two teams around. I don't know how I feel about them. I think the Colts and Titans are going to be pretty close. And again, one of those teams fighting for a wild card spot. It's going to be pretty lit. Tennessee's young. Hopefully Mariota can stay healthy and prove something. I don't know, man. Those teams are so close. I think all Colts are really got is Andrew Luck, but that's a lot. He's one of the greatest players in the game right now. And then, last but not least, the Jaguars. Yeah, another young core. Got a lot to prove still. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much my list. Short and sweet. I'm pretty tired. Just got home from work. I'm just gonna be dropping another video tonight. So anyway, go ahead, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Go ahead, give me your list. I'll go through read all of them because I'm curious of what you guys think. I want to know who your MVP is going to be, Rookie of the Year, everything. Go ahead and comment down below. Man, I can't talk today. Maybe I should do the second video. Anyway, guys, as always, keep it fresh, stay cool, peace out.